Isabella Hip is a junior at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee, and an advocate for gun safety. She grew up around guns in a military family that moved around a lot.
Oklahoma, the border of Texas, and then I went to Seattle, and then I went to Georgia, and we went back to North Carolina, and now I'm in Tennessee. My dad is a gun owner. He grew up in a very small town in North Carolina, so he was very used to, let's go shoot some rabbit, most southern you could get. So when I was a kid, I was used to, oh yeah, you have a family, you probably have guns in your house. It was not something that was weird to me at all. When I was 12, I got my first shotgun, and it was a pink camouflage shotgun from Walmart. And it was a birthday present because my dad wanted me to go hunting with him. But before I was ever allowed to touch that gun, I had to go through a safety course, and it taught you everything from about the proper way to hold a gun, how to point it, how to use it.
What is that like for you, like growing up around gun safety, knowing how to properly use a gun, to see people here in America using it so irresponsibly?
It all started for me in 2020 when I was 17 years old. My mom and I were like, well, let's take a girls' day. So we went to the mall, and with it being 2020, masks were required, but we had left ours in the car. And so we decided we'd just go to the security office and grab some new ones. So we go down this really long hallway, and I hear shots going off. And in my head, I was like, did something break the glass? Did the ceiling fall through? And I was processing everything what felt like in slow motion. It was like 30 seconds, but really was probably like 5, 3. And in that span of like 3 seconds, I grabbed my mom's hand and I looked at her and I went, run and do not stop running. And the second we got to the car and my mom started driving, I looked at my hands, and my hands were locked up, kind of like this. And it was in that moment that I realized I had just experienced something that I would never be able to change or erase or move. And since that night, I immediately started having nightmares. And I felt so much at once that something as a 17-year-old I couldn't really comprehend. My dad has PTSD from being in the military. And so him seeing his daughter experience something that he sees in himself and his soldiers was something that was really hard to watch. The thing that angered me the most was seeing people say never forget, because everyone does forget. But for me, I couldn't forget. I could never go back to going to sleep the same way. Every time I go to a mall, it's still there.
But that wasn't Isabella's only experience with gun violence.
And then I moved to Belmont, moved to Nashville, and Covenant happened.
First to the attack in Tennessee's capital city that left the shooter and 6 people dead, including 3 children at a church-run school.
3 miles down the road, it's really close. That was the deadliest shooting in Tennessee history. Instead of being anxious all the time, it almost just made me want to fight back more. There was a march that was specifically for college students. So I went, marched to the Capitol, protested pretty much all day. It was really cool.
You have a lot of courage yourself, like being in Students Demand Action. So like, what got you involved in that?
Students Demand Action is an organization that is committed to young adults like me wanting to go against gun violence. You see all this injustice happening and you want nothing more than to just do something about it. As someone that was able to comprehend how dangerous that weapon is and how to properly use it from the age of 12, it really shouldn't be that hard to say, hey, because of the unfortunate circumstances of our society, let's put in some background checks. Prove that you have a place to store them. Do a mental health evaluation every 6 months.
So what gives you hope?
I'd like to say that I'm still a hopeful person. Even though I faced a lot of things that I shouldn't have faced, I am a person of faith. The day of the Covenant shooting, my church actually opened its grounds for people to come and sit and pray. My pastor stood on stage, and I remember him saying, I believe in the power of thoughts and prayers. Prayers without action is not going to do anything. And seeing him say that was so empowering to me. No matter your political affiliation, no matter your age, no matter your generational difference, whether you own a gun or not, the majority of America actually believes and is pro-gun safety. So something that gives me hope is seeing other people my age advocating for the same things.
Good. It's good.